Welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton. I'm joined today by my good friend Nicholas Gray. I am the owner of Comics Cube, the founder of the Kokomo Con, a guy who gives out the Excelsior Scholarship Fund, and I don't kick puppies, because I like puppies. You should like puppies too. Nick, what do you do?
I'm just a guy.
He's just a guy.
I don't have any interesting accolades like that. So.
He's just a guy in the world.
I am.
There was a famous 90s song all about you.
That was, I guess.
Gwen Stefani just went on and on and on about it.
Then I guess I am just that guy then.
That guy.
Yeah.
So, this week in GeekStorm, we're going to talk about stuff. First off, Stephen Hawking's dead. I didn't kill him. Thoughts?
I'm pretty sure I didn't kill him either. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty big news. It's probably
It really was.
and
like out of nowhere for me. It wasn't
I didn't see anything like he would, like, well, I mean, other than what you know that he's been, degenerative.
ACL, AL, yeah, he had something horrible.
Yeah, he had general degenerative
We had people, and you know what,
disease.
when we do GeekStorm, there isn't like a teleprompter that gives us, it's like just us.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got nothing.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's
so,
no
I mean, I didn't know, like, he was sick. I didn't even see what they said was the cause. I'm assuming it just was something related
complication,
to
I would imagine.
But
I think he was 73 or something of that nature. So he was quite up there, because I think he was diagnosed in the 60s with this particular disease. So
yeah, I mean, he had there was that movie that last year came out about him.
Yes. It's on HBO right now.
I almost said The Stars Were Right, but that is
That's
a Cthulhu thing. That is a Cthulhu thing.
You know.
Maybe.
Well. So I don't know what the Big Bang Theory is going to do. I'm sure there's going to be an ending title card.
I'm sure there will be something. I'm sure there may
something about
even
it.
do a whole episode about it, probably.
So.
But yeah, that was pretty big news. He's probably the most brilliant mind and contributor to.
If him and what's his name? Man, I am just not on it today at all.
See, well, if you would be, if you had Mango Loco Monster.
Mango Loco Monster. Is it Tyson?
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so him and Hawking, they go at it. Like, boom, science showdown.
Well,
Old West, high noon, scientific calculators on boom. Who's going to win in a science off?
I think it depends on what kind of science you're talking about, but I think if I remember right,
smart guy science.
I mean, Stephen Hawking could do a lot of math and stuff in his head, so I'm willing to bet he was probably the better.
So he didn't need the scientific calculator. I mean, that was just like backup for him.
He did, but I knew he was,
he's the man.
He was quite.
A couple things have come out of it, besides the fact that he is no longer with us.
Yes, I do think one thing is like because he died on the 13th, and Pi Day, which was Happy Pi Day this last week. No, Happy Pi Day. Do you even know what Pi is?
Yeah.
What is it? He died on the 13th.
Yes. It was at 13, 18, whatever.
So Pi is Pi is 3.14. So Pi Day was the next day. It was the 14th.
Oh, okay.
I was like, it would have been a little bit, I don't know, poetic, I think, just for if he would have made it one more day. Because then it would have been Pi Day.
I'm sorry that he didn't die on your time schedule so that you could tell a joke about the passing of, history.
It would be a joke. It just, it's one of the most famous mathematical equations. And
gotcha. All right. Yeah. So two things have come out of it.
Okay, two.
That I've seen.
Okay.
One, thousands, if not millions of
Stephen Hawking quotes?
Well, no, those are out there. But, I'm sorry he's gone. Kind of what we're doing. Several people, though, many people have come on and said he's now free of the wheelchair. And stuff like that. Like now he's walking, he's left a chair behind, he's walking amongst the stars. And of course, that's met with some non-love from people who are pointing out, if he were still alive, I think he'd rather still be in the chair than be dead. And what's this say when you say stuff like that to people who are still in wheelchairs, like they're better off dead and they'd be happier? So yeah, that was like, I'm like, man, I didn't even think about it that way, but whew, that's a little rough. Just coming at you. You're all like, hey, kind of trying to, say something nice about my buddy.
That's the world we live in. Everybody takes offense to something.
It does. It really does. And then the second one, in the same exact vein though, BBC interviewer is talking to another super famous science guy. I think the cute Englishy dude. I don't know.
Glad you.
Cute Englishy dude.
Sean Hilton brings all the facts to the table.
If you had the Symphony of Science thing, I'd be like, it's that guy. He's the cute German, or the.
What, he plays the oboe?
Might be sweet. It's a great little video. It's like this. I think you sent it to me even
maybe
5 years ago.
All right.
Either way, and they're like,
So that's a long callback.
But the point is his question is do you think that he was being in such a highly competitive field of science?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe he was given a little bit of a pass because of his disability? And the guy was like taken aback that he's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "No, it's Stephen Hawking."
Yeah.
It's like there's no like we didn't like pull out the the easy charts and graphs for him, but it was just stuff like that. It's like
there's tons of stuff that's based on his research and work and science. So.
But yeah, so those are the two things that I saw that I'm just like, really? That's what you got. That's what you came away with from this room.
One of the things I have enjoyed is watching a lot of people actually like quote him, and there's been a lot of that. Like, there's tons of on social media, just Debbie Downer crap on social media and stuff, and some of his quotes and stuff. Seeing that, and people that may not be very into science posting Stephen Hawking stuff. I don't know. I enjoy that just because I.
So you might be like, you don't even know how to set your
how to
washer. Okay, your whites have been done on cold for 20 years, pal. You have no clue at all. That's what I say. All right, so just this morning, right before we went on, the brand new Avengers trailer erupted onto the world all over your face. So, what did you think? Did you get a chance to see it on your way over?
I watched it twice.
They had to like bring it up here on the phone while we were setting out. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like I mean, it's the last trailer, I believe. They don't think there's another trailer coming out before it releases, which did get moved up, if you didn't see that, from May to April 26th, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
The
26th.
bean counters figured out that was the day that Black Panther was going to quit making money. And so they're like,
there's going to be a gap of like a week and a half.
That we don't make all the money? That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
And so they figured out a way to make that more acceptable.
Yep. So what did you think of the trailer? I mean,
I liked it a lot. I thought it looked really cool. Yeah, a lot of the same kind of stuff that we'd already seen. I mean, it might have been a second or two before or after shots that I think we'd already seen. There's
a little bit more expanded dialogue.
There is.
So I kind of enjoyed that little bit of hint. I still think I like the fact that I feel aren't giving everything away in this trailer. I mean, you're getting some flashes of action scenes, some flashes of characters. There's some new characters that you haven't actually seen together. The Iron Man and Star-Lord together.
Great.
Yeah,
Such a funny
them
line.
Together, you actually get to see them talking. Yeah. You knew they're in the same movie.
And you get to see the dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, what are they going to be like on screen
Yeah.
together? And now we just saw it, and he just Star-Lorded Tony
Yeah.
Stark, and that was great. I'm like, that's so funny.
I like everything about that plan, except it's awful. So I liked seeing a little bit of dialogue, seeing some characters that, like, I think in your mind, you're like, man, are they ever going to get to meet with so many characters in this movie? And you get to see some combos of some characters that, actually get to talk to each other, which is, I think, really neat. But yeah, I think they haven't given away everything in the trailer. Like so many trailers now, just like, well, here's everything. We're gonna leave out just like 3 things, but I mean, pretty much this is the 2-minute movie.
You're not gonna be smart enough to understand our movie when it comes out, so we're just gonna spoon feed it to you right now in this 3-minute trailer. So a lot of stuff's coming out. I was talking to Mike Dukes, the man behind the camera today, and about Thanos, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And the idea is that he's got the Infinity Stones or gems.
Have you seen
whatever they're calling
the one that they released, the Infinity Gauntlet toy?
Oh
man, it looks it's a massive. It looks amazing.
Pretty cool. So the idea is that throughout the Marvel Universe movies, the 18 movies, we have been seeing those gems pop up here and there.
Yeah.
And so there's supposed to be 5 or 6 or whatever. And
what kind of comic guy are you?
Well, because they change them all. They're not. The comic version is different than the movie version.
It's the same amount of
different
stones.
people have them.
Yeah, but it's the same amount of stones.
As soon as they change something, I'm like, I can't take you seriously now. But the big controversy is like there's one outstanding. There's one stone that hasn't been found. And my thinking is this is Thanos. Yeah. A bunch of scrubs on Earth have accidentally come across these things. And so they're like, where is it? It could be here. It could be there. It could just be in the damn gauntlet already.
He could.
He like shows
I think
up
that
like,
is the
right there.
I think that is possible. At this point, it could be possible. He had it the entire time.
Yeah,
it's like,
Yeah, it's like, I've already got it. I'm like, if you idiots can end up with these things,
Yeah.
I'm actually the one looking for them. There's the first one.
Yeah.
Now, the obvious one seems to be possibly it's in Wakanda.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and people are talking
I still,
about it.
I mean, I like those two, the trains of thought on that is like he either already has it or I think it's in Wakanda. Otherwise, I don't see why there's the massive. I mean, I haven't watched the movie yet.
No,
but yeah.
and they
But
didn't spoon feed it to us, so we don't know.
So there's just the scene of the definitely massive armies fighting what looks like outside of Wakanda. So the only thing in my mind that makes them think that would be why they're attacking that would be is that there's a gem there. But could be wrong. Could be a million other reasons. But I think that's
well. And in all the stuff we're seeing, he basically has two. You see one almost every single time. I want to say with it already, like one already in there, and then he's always putting the second one in. Now, I have not again bothered to go look at all the colors because obviously
you can't.
Oh, really? Turns out I'm colorblind. And they like to make fun of my disability, even though I don't get a cool parking thing to make it any better. It bothers me. But, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Plus, in today's day and age, I would just assume they'd be smart enough to like change the colors on the gems that he's already got anyway in the trailer so we don't know. But he's like putting one into the thing. Do we know which one that already is? Is it like pretty obvious that must be the blah, blah, blah because it's purple?
I believe it is. I think he has the one from the Tesseract, I believe, and it's the red one.
So he just slapped Loki around and took that.
The red one's the ether.
See, I don't know.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, it's just one of those
I think I want to say because he opens that portal and he steps through it. And that one, I think the very first trailer where like the time and space portal. So that one was the Tesseract did that. So I think he probably has the red one and that one. I think is the one you're seeing. And I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me. But
so looks really good. Cap looks great. The whole fight scene looks great. The after trailer credit scene with Peter Parker and Doctor Strange.
That made me laugh out loud.
I did too. I was like, oh, so we're using our made-up names.
I'm Peter Parker. I'm Doctor Strange. Oh, I'm Spider-Man.
So,
I was like, you know, and one thing I think about Marvel, it continually challenges what people say they can't do and what they, you know, no one's going to watch like a movie about, you know, some
raccoon.
Raccoon. No one's going to watch a movie about some god or, you know, how are you going to bring mythology into it? Well, here, we're going to do that. Kind of going against what everything DC kept trying to fight for years, and then they realized, hey, Wonder Woman's going to make money. But
it's the only thing that's going to make money.
So, and then I think they're going to ruin that. That's my own personal opinion because now they're going to like Wonder Woman. It's we'll put it in every movie, and it's going to be we're going to ruin everything now and make the Wonder Woman awful. But I think the new one is that, you know, a lot of people say that movie audiences, cinema audiences don't have a good attention span. So like movies have kind of got shorter and shorter.
They have. It's unfortunate. I hate it.
But yeah, but Marvel I think is challenging that with. I mean, the longest one was the Black Panther that they've made so far. And how long was that? 220. And I think Infinity is
like 230.
Yeah, 230.
235.
And I'm willing to bet if when you get your director's cut, that thing's going to be over 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I imagine there has to have been so much extra crap with that many people, that many scenes, locations, so much extra crap they filmed that they're like, we have an 8-hour movie. We need to get this down.
They're like, yeah, we'll just make it 2. And we'll release the other one in a couple of months. It'll be all great.
Ooh, yeah.
So, so that looked really cool. And now we're getting reports out of South by Southwest about Ready Player One. So Ready Player One, famous book, well received, has been. We've been seeing some trailers for a little while, and now we finally got another trailer, and live audience have seen it. Supposedly, according to reviews I've read, standing ovations.
I've seen
people seem to be excited about it.
Say it's good. I mean, I'm gonna go see it. I will try to go in with an open mind to it, but that is a book I have read more than a lot of other books. I've probably read that book at least 8 times, 10 times.
I read it once, and I enjoyed it. It was very, very good.
I own the hard copy. I've listened to the audio book probably at least.
See, you're a better man than I am because that
dozen and a half times.
That is Will Wheaton reading it, and I just got to listen to like an hour and a half of one of our buddies listening to it in a car once, and it just sounded like a train wreck. It sounded horrible.
Oh yeah,
I love that book, but
I've listened to it
listening to
at
him read
least
that
a dozen
just-
times.
And I like Will Wheaton. I don't want this coming out like I hate Will Wheaton. I really much enjoyed his blog. I followed him while he was playing poker and writing about it for like 2 years. You know, I've enjoyed a lot of what he does. His Dark Matter appearances, his Big Bang stuff. He's a cool little guy. But that listening to that just no.
Oh.
Did
I
not
think
enjoy
I think he did a mighty fine job. But yeah,
I do not concur.
It's a book I have read and listened to a lot, and every trailer I watch it and I get done with it, I'm like, I don't know what this is about. Like,
The
there's
idea
so
is
much stuff
the whole
that's
thing
not
is,
in it.
Is the world is a virtual world now. Everybody is assigned a virtual
Not
world
like the
kit.
Matrix where everyone's forced into it. It's
No,
like
the world is so bad that you want
yeah,
to do
like
it.
The world's just gone to pot.
You know, so public education for the most part is all done through this
Virtual,
VR thing, and everybody takes on avatars and all this other stuff. So the idea is that it's a throwback to the 80s with a big Easter egg hunt and a virtual world where the winner, the person who solves all this Easter egg hunt, takes over this platform, and the platform
All
really
the money's in the world.
controls the world.
Yep.
Is what it's about. So interesting stuff. We saw a lot more cameos. You're seeing a lot more of the actual visuals,
Yeah.
and it's funny because as I was reading the book, they're all avatars.
Yeah.
But it never occurred to me like they didn't just look like normal people, or if they didn't, it looked CG. Everything
Yeah.
in here looked CG, and in my head, even if it was like you're describing an ogre, it didn't look like a CG ogre. It looked like
In the book, that's the way it's described. Is like, so that would have been something that I would have loved to see in it. Is like, it's kind of like an upgradable game console or computer is what people use. And he talks about he has like the government issued for school rig, which is really low grade at the start of the book. And like they talk about like these better and better stuff. I would have loved to like kind of see it like look kind of crappier and
like from other
like
people.
more crappier and more CGI-ish in the beginning, and as it progressed and he got
That'd be
more like,
interesting.
but yeah, they describe it as it is almost indistinguishable from
Reality.
is the way it's described. If you have a decent rig, it's just the level of detail is too hard to, which is why people get so like sucked in. So yeah, it looks overly CGI to me.
It does.
Which I mean, you weren't going to do that movie without CGI. I understand that, but like they gave it an overly computer generated CGI look, more like a.
Instead of doing Tron, it looks like it's full motion capture.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Again, I don't like the casting because none of the characters I think look like the characters that are described in the book.
Okay.
Like, I understand, you take your liberties and whatever, but like, it just seems so far off base of what was described.
Well, you'll always have the book.
I will.
You'll be able to go back and listen to it.
And I'm gonna go
a
see this
million
movie,
times.
and I am hoping that I come out of it and I give it the standing ovation, and it's gonna be great. But it's
That is a day or two off in the future, but currently, right now,
What's right
opening
now?
this weekend, Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
She is going to raid some tombs. I wanted to go see it last night, but I ended up getting busy and just didn't get a chance to. I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations.
So, this is, I believe, Black Panther's 5th week.
It is.
It has been number 1 for 5 weeks. It has trounced, beat up on, and taken care of all comers so
Like
far.
what was the last rate? I know it's over $1 billion worldwide.
I
but
don't
it's-
know. It's all the money in the world.
Yeah,
And
over-
the last week, it opened up against Oprah Winfrey's A Wrinkle in Time film.
It did not
And-
make more money than Oprah Winfrey.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But it's getting close. By the time they do a sequel. But Ripple in Time, or whatever, Wrinkle in Time, didn't beat it.
A book that I've never read. The only Wrinkle in Time thing I remember, I think, and it may not have been called that, but I remember that being the title, is the old Christopher Walken. Not Christopher Walken, that isn't correct. Superman.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reed.
I
That was
got
my
a
bad.
name.
He got a name finally. Christopher Reed movie where like he goes back in time and
That
he
is
has a penny.
Jack the Ripper, I think. Oh, no,
No,
that's
no.
the love story.
Yeah, it's the love story
love
one.
story
There's like
one.
the penny in his
That
pocket.
is a Richard Matheson
yeah, but
story.
I thought that was. I thought that was called Wrinkle in Time, and I was like, "What is this?" When I saw the trailer, that was what was in my mind, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on with Oprah?" And like, didn't get it, and then I was like, "Lauren's like, it's a great book," and I'm, all right, I never read that one. I didn't know that was anything.
So, Does Tomb Raider
No.
unthrone Black Panther in week 5? In week 1, 2, 3, and 4, no.
It's gonna.
But week 5,
I'd say if anything was going to give it a run, it would be it. I would still probably hedge my bets towards Black Panther.
I am going to give Tomb Raider the win.
Go on.
But if this was like an actual betting thing, I would take the points.
Okay.
Whatever the point spread,
Whatever the spread was?
I need it because
Yeah.
you're gonna need it. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, I think
it'd be
we're
really,
going to
really
see Black Panther drop down into the low 30 millions this month or this week.
Just
This
30
month.
million.
I think it's
this
going to drop
weekend.
down to low 30 millions this week or over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tomb Raider is going to come out at 40 or 50 million. So
Let me say, I think it could be right. I think it's like anything because people will want to go see another big action thing, and it's
they've had 5 weeks.
yep. And they've had 5 weeks of that movie, so
Domination.
yeah. So I could really clean the streets today.
Gotta keep them clean, man.
But yeah, so it's been getting a lot of really good press. I know they spend a lot of time doing it. I think Microsoft was pretty.
It looks like a very accurate retelling of the video game relaunch.
Yeah.
Which that
So,
video game,
which-
that first game was great.
Which that's the one thing that anything I've seen has been annoying is that they are like crediting the movie with Tomb Raider's resurgence. Like, no, it was they remade a good game.
They made a game
That's
that-
what made the movie.
I actually went through and like 99.855% completed it.
Yeah,
Because one stupid mind disappeared. The video game had a glitch. You have to blow up all to get 100% of the game. You got to do all this crap. I did everything, and there's this one section where there are sea mines, the old World War II looking things, and then I'm reading like I've gone through every 5 YouTube videos and followed them exactly to go blow all these things up because there's one that I can't blow up, only to find out there's some weird glitch. There's one out in an ocean, and there's a glitch that somehow allows the mine occasionally to slip and drift away, like into digital nothingness. So I can never 100% complete it without restarting the whole thing again.
Did they patch it?
I wait. I mean, this game's been out for like 3 or 4 years.
I don't know when you played. I didn't know when you played it. If you were when it came out.
I mean, I could load it back up, but
sometimes
honestly,
they patch that stuff after.
It might. I'd have to check. Is it even for my PS4 or is it for the PS3? I don't even remember. It's that old. It might be PS4.
I was like, I was pretty sure it was PS4.
It's probably pretty early on in PS4. It might be the first year or two.
It was PS4 and
But
Xbox.
looking forward
It's
to
the
it.
Xbox exclusive.
That was the second one.
Second one, I thought the first one
The
was.
second one was Xbox exclusive for 1 year.
I
And I
thought it was
bought
the
the
first one. I couldn't
second
remember.
one, and now I've just never opened it.
No.
But
Oh, there
Far
you go.
Cry 5 is getting ready to come out like any minute now, so now I'm
Say
gonna
goodbye to
probably,
Sean.
probably play that. Oh yeah, killing redneck cultists in Montana or wherever the hell. Sign me up. Gonna love that. That's gonna be just amazing. Looking forward to it. Hey, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and I know you're not watching a lot of wrestling, but I know that your 6-year-old's getting into it. So on the road to WrestleMania, this is what you got to do. You have to imagine that there's a giant sign over there that says WrestleMania on it, and so that every time we come out and we get in the ring, we then just have to kind of stare at it or stare and do like the Babe Ruth point, like you're calling your shot.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
you can ask a couple guys you work with; they're into this. They'll know what you're talking about. But if you go on the road to WrestleMania, and they'll know. So
All right.
WrestleMania is the WWE's biggest event of the year. It has been. This was like number 35 or something like that. I mean, they make small countries amounts of money on the amount of money this program brings in. And this year, they are introducing a women's battle royale. Now, a battle royale is where we take a whole bunch of wrestlers and we throw them in the ring and they beat on each other until there's only one left. So all of a sudden, instead of the one-on-one match, you've got like 30 people in the ring, and it just goes crazy. A lot of fun. And they've been doing a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Is he going to be there?
Well, he's very dead, so
That's
no.
what I thought.
But his spirit will be.
I don't know if they're going to do him with like the hologram thing, like they
that'd
bring
be
like
cool.
the
He,
Tupac,
like, comes up
like
out of the ring.
Tupac and everything else they keep doing. It.
choke slamming people left and right. That'd be awesome.
That I'd go see.
But for a couple years now, they've been doing the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. All the guys are in it. So this year has been a very big push from the WWE to do a lot of women's wrestling, and really good stuff. They have what's called the Royal Rumble, which has been going on for, I don't know, 20-some years or more, where...
So that is not the Royal Rumble is not the biggest, it's WrestleMania?
WrestleMania is the biggest. Royal Rumble is one of my favorites, though. It's one of my personal favorites. The idea is that two people start the match, and then every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes, I think it's every 3 minutes, every 3 minutes, another person comes running down the ramp and gets in. So you could have as few as two people in the ring. You could have as few as one person in the ring if you can eliminate them, because you have to throw them over the top rope.
Gotcha.
Or you could have 30 people in the ring. That could happen. It's not likely, but you get the idea. So you get all this crazy stuff. So they've been doing a lot of, they did the first women's Royal Rumble this year. They've done the first women's Hell in a Cell match, these specific matches that they've done. Well, they've decided they're going to do a women's battle royale, which is really cool. I love that idea. But they were going to call it, and it was named the Magnificent Moolah Battle Royale. She is a famous female wrestler who'd come up ages ago and is one of the most well-known female wrestlers in the world. Except if you do any kind of research about Moolah at all, she was an evil, vindictive bitch. So she was the woman who would train other female wrestlers, but would then charge you an arm and a leg to do it. And then once you were in her, corral or whatever you want to call it, her stable of talent, she then also took 35% of the money that you earned for the rest of your life, or she made sure you couldn't sign a contract. Then if you ever went up against her, she'd constantly bury you and never let you get over on top of her. She also owned apartment buildings and stuff to house these talents or give them a place to live, where she would charge so much money that she would actually get these talents into debt to her and just own them. And then there were allegations of her legitimately pimping out some of these females to other male talent people for sexual favors. So if you do any kind of looking into Moolah's background, she is as shady as night. It's just crazy. And it's just we heard Moolah train, fuck her. I mean, just crazy. So they decided, finally, you're going to have to probably do something about that. But, so they finally changed the name. But it was a big deal for a minute. People were really they had to, disable comments because everybody was really? Out of all the women you could have chose, you chose, this blight on wrestling. And so, yeah, it was pretty wild. So, yeah. So
I learned something today.
There's your wrestling news. So there you go. We got a couple minutes left. What do you want to talk about? I took up so much time with wrestling.
Oh, just listen to talk about wrestling for.
I know.
I don't listen to talk about wrestling. What else have we been doing this week? What else?
We got a lot of gaming coming up.
Oh, so
lots of cool game stuff.
If we are into gaming, Pathfinder announced second edition finally, which I've seen some people back and forth. I can't believe they're coming out with the second edition. Really? But I mean, I think it's been 10 years.
Been a decade.
Yeah, been a decade. That's a good lifespan. Plus, I think they did put a lot of work into first edition Pathfinder. I mean, the circumstances, if you look into that, of what happened and why they created it and how they got kind of shut down from D&D to split off. I mean, they took some time to make a good product, but I think that they needed to get a foothold quick, so they kind of made it as the best product they could, the quick amount of time they could, and it did really, really well.
Spent a lot of money for 10 years.
Yep, so I think, and there are some definitely things they could change and fix, and I think that's what they're going after. So they're, announced that this week.
It was last week. I think we mentioned it last week on the show.
Okay, but yeah, the second edition, so they're starting to release some videos and gameplay. Gamma's going on this week, and
which I'm sure they'll have some information.
I think it's Gamma, trade show, and but yeah, they've been releasing some videos and stuff, more of that, which they also posted. If you wish to get in on it, this sheet, and you take it to your local game shop and whatever, and they will They can order it up.
So the idea is that they're releasing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and they're going to release it as a beta for 1 year.
Yeah.
Meaning we're going to test it out, get feedback, and then we'll print the real version.
Which is essentially what they did with version 1.
I
so.
believe that they're going to give you a PDF version for free. I'm pretty sure you can go and get a digital version of the game for free when it's finally released. Or you can buy a softcover edition, a hardcover edition, or a limited edition hardcover edition.
It's leather with gold leaf and ribbons. It says it.
Ribbons. So, we're going to give it away for free, or you can buy 3 different versions of this book, which is only good for 1 year.
Because it could be, the end product after that year could be pretty different.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be some changes.
Yeah, that's the point of it. But then it's that piece of like that collector part of me. I mean, I'm a sucker. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. Well, and then during it, they're going to put out one of their fairly well-known, famous style adventure paths.
Yeah.
So not only are you going to get the cursory rule book, then on top of it, you're going to get an adventure that's going to take you from like first level to probably 14th to 20th. This might take you to 20th. It wouldn't shock me, seeing as it's supposed to be the test for it. And for the first time ever, I'm really interested in doing it because this should, I would think, almost be like a video game where the first adventure or two will be like the tutorial where it's like, all right, so we're going to teach you how to grapple in this game, which in any RPG is always a pain in the butt. So in this, it's like, I bet that's how they're going to do it. It's like, there's going to be a section on swimming. Like there's going to be a section on this and that. And
go through all of the...
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the thing that you really got to test is like all the, of course, the combat.
All the clunky mechanics.
Yeah, but the clunky things that can bog a game down because they don't, like, the rules don't make sense, or you have to have 6 books to be like, all right, I have to go to this table, to this table, to this table, or you need to roll that die, and this die, and now I have to do, like, all right, and you've shaken hands.
We agree. So that's coming out. We're going to be following that very closely. And then tonight we're going to play some Deadlands, which is a Savage Worlds product. And then tomorrow we're looking at Modiphius's Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to get our geek on.
Did you see the thing that Wizards hinted at? So last year, going back to Pathfinder, they released Starfinder, which was their...
we made all the money. That was Paizo, though, not
Paizo,
Wizards.
sorry. Yeah, no, that was Paizo. Really
Slap.
Get into it. I'm looking it around. Because this has to do with Wizards.
Oh, they're going to put out Star...
So they released, which is their...
Spelljammer?
Sci-fi. They posted a picture of Starjammer. It didn't even say Starjammer. It was just like the 2 ships and like I forget what they used to call the... Because space was filled like with a combustible gas, which was why you had to use magic. But I forget whatever that... Like, they were like in space, essentially. And there's the 2 ships. They didn't say anything else. There was no context, but like, people I knew were like, oh, that's Starjammer.
That's awesome.
So I think that I think they saw all the money that Paizo made. Like, whoa, that's some money. I'd like a little bit of that money in my pocket.
Make Al-Qadim, make Eberron take my money.
Oh,
either of those 2 properties,
that is,
I will give you my money.
That right there, if you're listening, Wizards, is the way to get back into my pocket.
Eberron. You give me Eberron.
Yeah.
I get Al-Qadim might be a little touchy still, but
there's going to be a caveat.
Eberron,
release Eberron as a new thing. Don't just repackage all your artwork, books, and everything else in a different order and just literally change the rule mechanics.
That's a KMA right there.
Because, almost got me last time. And that was so not
Sucked.
Good. So not good.
All right, everybody, I'm Sean Hilton. This is Nicholas Gray. We appreciate you checking out GeekStorm. Until next time, be groovy.